Look at you. Look at that.
Hey friends, look who I have right here. Robert Kelly, oh my goodness.
Hi, friends.
What we're doing, he's in between shows, and
Yeah.
he's been nice enough to grant me this interview. So we're gonna kind of do it quickly, and I'm gonna put it in between, what I'm doing there with cigars.
Right.
We got our cigar pal here. Now,
Yeah.
So, do you want to say anything to the people before I have a cigar gift for, may I call you Bobby?
Yeah, call me Bobby.
For Bobby, and I want to present it to him now. So.
Yeah, I love cigar gifts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good,
present
nice.
me.
Yeah, look at that. Well, what I did too, and
Ooh,
I got you. Well, here
ooh,
you go.
it's big.
This is thanks for coming.
Oh, my
There's
God.
actually a drink in there, but it's a cola. It's a
Oh,
really
good.
cool cola.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Have you ever hear of
Ooh,
Curiosity?
there's a
Cola?
couple.
Yeah.
There's a couple
What
gifts.
it is, it's like well,
What is
well,
this?
don't get too excited. it's a box I had.
Okay.
I didn't want them to get crushed.
Okay.
So it's not that cigar.
Oh, it's all right.
But I got you.
Ooh.
I know you love the Judge, right by my father.
I love it.
And so I got him.
One of my
and-
favorite cigars. You know the story behind this?
No, actually, no.
There was a judge at Holtz in Philadelphia.
No, I don't know
And
that at all.
he would
actually.
sit and he
I
would.
thought it had to do with them, the father and son.
No.
With the Jaime and Jaime. Okay.
There was a judge there that used to smoke only, never smoked my father's, never smoked. The rep would go there and be like, just try one, try. He would sit there at Holtz in the same spot, read his paper, never would touch it. Just kind of,
Is that in Philadelphia?
In Philly, right?
Yeah.
One of the old, Holtz is one of the great Ashton Bar up top. It's just one of the best lounges in the country. So finally, one day the guy smoked on my father. And that's all he smoked.
Oh.
After that, he's like, these are the best. He smoked them.
they're so good.
So they came out with the judge for him.
Yeah.
The judge is for that guy
Oh, that's
who would
really cool.
never
I love
do
the
it.
history of that.
Yeah, and
You
it's
know, this is an educational
podcast,
Yeah,
cigar
I'm
podcast.
all about it. So that's
What
that's
is this
so
one?
cool. Now that's I know you like Foundation.
I love Foundation. Yeah, Nick.
Malilo.
Yeah,
Is it-
it's good enough.
Yeah. Malilo.
Yeah, you're good. Nick.
Yeah, Nick. You friendly with him?
I love Nick.
Yeah.
Great
It's
guy.
beautiful.
Love him. Love Pete from Tatawahe.
We're gonna talk about that. This is the Highclere Castle. Have you heard? Those are from Foundation.
Right. Oh, great.
So I wanted to
Oh,
bring you
isn't it?
those.
I never smoked this one. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Never
yeah,
had that
those are
one.
Nice. Yeah.
Love that. This is one of my favorites right
It's
here.
so good.
That's
the
nice.
Judge
Yeah,
is
no.
so good.
Max-
So is that judge still alive?
I have no idea.
Oh, it's
and
just-
I could that story could be false. That could be a total lie.
It could be cigar folklore.
That's what the guy, my friend Steve, who's a rep for my father, told me that story. So,
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a good story.
I was gonna ask it. No, I'm not gonna get to that because we're gonna do cigars first. But I do want to touch on something generational. But because Bobby and I are peers, actually. I loved your jokes. Oh my goodness, with the whole like, if it was in the '70s, I would have just shoved my kid
Oh my
right down the
God.
red.
I know.
Because I tell you, I'm a mother too, and I tell my kids, you're lucky your grandpa isn't raising you.
Oh, my
because
grandmother had, my
we're
mother
from
had a
that era.
paddle that
Yeah.
said on the wall, that said fuck psychology, that she used to hit us with. It had like nuggets taken out of it and hair in it. Yeah, she was a mean.
Oh, yeah,
She pulled me down the street by my hair one day.
Is that Irish? Or
Irish.
Yeah,
Irish.
Yeah.
Irish. The Irish side.
Sicilian grandma, but my mother they cracked a wooden spoon.
Yeah, they used to hit us with shit.
Oh, it wasn't a joke. Yeah, it wasn't.
I was in the doctor's office, the pediatric doctor. I loved him as a kid, and I remember he told my mom, he goes, "Listen, anything from the knees up, I got a report from now on." Like the rules changed.
Right. Yep.
So she would just.
My mother said CPS ruined everything. Oh,
Yeah.
That's a good answer. That's good to tell your daughter.
She kicked me in the shins for like 3 years. Anything under the knees,
Sadly,
she
I
was fine with.
believe
Yeah, she did.
Sadly, I
She's a
believe it.
maniac.
Yeah, Jesus. My mother said the same thing. She's like, CPS ruined everything. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's a whole nother. We don't want to get our start crying here today. So I know you love the JRE,
Yeah.
right?
Joe Rogan.
Yeah. The Joe Rogan Experience.
Hard to
right?
get.
Tabernacle cigars from Foundation, and those that know, right? And I actually was on a search for the JRE when that first. I was like, I went down to,
Can't get 'em.
Mom. I think you go to Mom's in Scarsdale.
Sure, I've been to Mom's, yeah.
And I was like, sniffing it out. I'm like, please, somebody. And he's like, no, there isn't. You can't buy that cigar.
Can't buy it.
And I broke my. But there's the Tabernacle's close to it.
It's the one it's made from.
Yeah, from.
So you can get real close to it.
Yeah.
On that one, the Tabernacle is, I think, what he kind of took that blend from.
Yeah.
But it's very, very similar. You won't know that. But I have the Rogan,
Oh, of
and
course,
I it's a delicious
I should
cigar.
have secretly somehow told you to get me one.
You should have. I would have brought you one. I have an extra one.
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
I have. They came out with a new one too, the Mothership,
Oh, really?
which is for his club. But you
yeah.
can't get that one.
No.
I think only 4 boxes were made. And I think Joe got probably 2 of them. So
for sure.
yeah, I like that though. I like having a cigar you can't get or
Yeah.
you want because you know what I mean, because it's not an expensive cigar.
No.
If you were to buy it, but when you get it, it's like you want to enjoy it. You know what I mean? You know, it's like you get like a Opus X or expensive cigar, Davidoff.
Yeah.
You enjoy it a little more, as opposed to a cigar you can just get any day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I've heard you talk about on your podcast. I've talked about on this one that sometimes even like an $8 stick, it just delivers.
Oh yeah.
Just as equally as great.
Yeah. What is it? San Latano small batch. That no.
Is that AJ Fernandez?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is it? Yeah. It's.
He makes. AJ makes.
They're cheap, $100 for 20. I think 20 or 25.
Yeah.
It's one of the best cigars you'll ever smoke.
Yeah.
And everybody walks by it because it doesn't have a fancy ring. It just doesn't look. It looks like a cheap cigar, but it's one of the best. Yeah, San Latano small batch is insane.
So this is the main question. It's like Ange.
Sure, go ahead.
So okay, you love Tatuaje. I do too.
Yes, love
and
Tatuaje.
Foundation. But are there any other newer cigars or any other cigars?
Principal.
Okay. No. Oh, who's
Principal
that?
Cigars.
Is that the brand?
That's the name of them. Yeah, that's the company name.
I think I've heard of them.
They're
Have you heard
so
of them?
good.
Yeah,
Principal cigar. They're so good. He makes a bunch of different little ones, big ones. The art on the it's kind of like aviation 1950s Art Deco.
You can get those in a lounge.
You can get them. Yeah, you can get.
Yeah.
They're harder to get because he's a little newer or whatever.
Write that
But
down, actually.
one of my Billy Burr actually hooked me up with that. The guy had sent Billy Burr a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And Billy gave me one, and I was like, "This, it's just one of my favorite cigars. When I can get a hold of one of those, I'm very excited about that. It's great. One of my favorite new cigars. Yeah.
So would you say, could you name a top 3, or it's like, because even for me,
Yeah.
I say I have like a top 20. I mean, it's hard sometimes.
I would say Tatuaje,
Yeah.
Gran Cajone, or J21. Smoke's a little different. One's like an hour stick, 45 minutes. The other one, if I'm sitting down and I'm smoking for a couple hours, I'm getting a Gran Cajone.
Yeah.
If they're available. If not,
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
I'm probably going to get a Judge, but I'm going to get the boxed pressed. I love the box press
I've had the
Judge.
box of Judge.
Or,
Actually, I think in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I've been, is it Ashton? What's that? There's another, you said Holtz, but
Yeah.
there's another.
Ashton is upstairs.
Yeah,
It's
yes.
a fancy place. It opens
Yes,
up. Yeah.
Yes. I've been there a couple years
yeah,
ago.
they're great.
Oh, what are these? Well, not a couple, because, COVID,
Yeah.
Whenever we were allowed back in.
Right.
I was like, jumped in there, yeah.
It's unbelievable. And Tatuaje. Anything Tatuaje, Foundation. Anything
I
that
love
Nick
that,
makes,
yeah.
it just seems to smoke good. It's the way the roll, the tightness of it, the smoke. I don't like when I light a cigar and it goes out and I got to keep it. His cigars seem to go from front to back. I don't have to heat, like burn out the gas. I don't have to gas it out. It's just anything he makes is really good. You know another cigar I really like? Alec Bradley.
Yep, I just got more heavy into those.
I mean, it's a medium cigar.
Yeah.
Like the post embargoes. It's not expensive. You can get Alec Bradley's. Not too crazy on the price. They have crazy ones, but most of them are right down the middle. And like if I'm chilling, like in the afternoon, I'll smoke one of those because it's smooth. It's got a little bite to it.
Yeah.
Like the My Father's are peppery, right up front. It's you got right in the back of your sides of your tongue.
Yeah.
It's got something like that. But the Alec Bradleys are great too. I love that cigar.
Nice. They did just the St. Patty's, the Filthy Hooligan they put out.
Yeah.
But all right. So how much time we got?
Well, we got a couple more minutes. Let's go. Yeah, you're good.
I got a friend that kind of sounds like Bill Burr. He's always
Dad, Dude, you go too long. The videos, it's easier when you stop it. And then I can edit it. The download, it takes forever. Don't do a whole video on your phone. Fuck, they're following you, dude.
I love it. We got a legend right here. I mean, O&A legend, everything, all of it. You're a legend. Okay, so like I said, we're peers. So I know you love rock and roll.
Yeah.
And I know we kind of grew up with the same sense of music a little bit there. You know, were you a big Van Halen guy or?
Yeah, I was a huge Van Halen fan, and I used to love David Lee Roth, and I didn't like Sammy. Mm-hmm. But then all of a sudden I saw them live, and I was like, oh, Sammy's awesome.
Yeah. Did you see them?
Van Hagar is great.
Yeah.
I like him. His songs are a little mushier. Mm-hmm. Like, the other ones were a little rough, but then Dave went into that silly shit.
Now, I think, when did you graduate high school?
89.
Yeah. I graduated in 91, and I remember, like, that switch with Sammy, and I thought the same thing. Like, it was a little too, not as hard.
Not as hard, but
as a parent now, it's funny. I'll get choked up at certain
Sammy
songs.
I think so. I think the older you get, you're kind of like, I think I like Sammy better.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah, and then Dave started doing dibbity-bop, skibba-dibba. It's like, all right, dude, I'm out. I'm out. Yeah, better, David Lee Roth, better frontman, but I think Sammy better musician overall.
Yeah. I feel that way too, yeah.
And they had more hits. Mm-hmm. They had more hits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you play guitar? Do you have a guitar?
Drums.
Me too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Not as much. I was on the way of becoming all right, but I suck at them. My kid plays better than me.
Oh, cool.
He has lessons every week. He's been playing
for
a while.
My kids too.
Yeah.
They're more disciplined.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, look, our parents couldn't afford drums. You know what I mean?
My mother got one snare drum for my younger brother. Of course, I'm older, so I was like, I want to play drums.
Yeah.
No one heard me.
Yeah.
Then my brother was like, I want to play drums. She bought him one fart snare, and she's like, I'm not paying for a kit. And then so as an adult, I bought a kit, and then of course my son sat at them, and then I got him lessons, and I'm like, now you're better than me, so good. God bless you.
Yeah, my son's in jiu-jitsu with Igor Gracie. He plays the drums and the saxophone. So as long I want him to,
fun, the sax.
I want him to be in a band and be able to beat the shit out of people.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
What grade is that?
He's in fifth.
Yeah. So
fifth grade.
Sax is fun.
Yeah.
But so what's the question, Ange? So David Lee Roth, Van Halen. So now, and I asked this to all my friends, and this, I don't know if you know, this is called the Puros and Music podcast.
Okay.
So the Cigars and Music, and being that I'm a musician, DJ.
Yeah, sure.
So actually, I'm glad you like Van Halen because, as you know, Eddie named his son Wolfgang after Mozart.
Yeah.
But do you like any classical music? Or is there any, or maybe like those hit classical songs, maybe from a movie? Or
See,
can you say that you like Mozart? Or
music with me, I'm not into like it's like dudes with stats with sports guys. Mm-hmm. I ain't into like this guy did this and that song off that album. I don't retain that shit. I just don't. I retain other things. Like I can retain how to make something, fix something. You know what I mean? These other weird things I retain. I don't retain it, but I love all kinds of music. And I'm very happy that my kid and my wife retain that stuff. So they're in the car a lot together. So like when we get in the car, me and Max, he'll just take my phone and he does all the music.
Yeah.
So I'll listen to all the contemporary stuff, rap. I love classical stuff. When I was a kid, I used to love the soundtrack to Conan the Barbarian. When I was in my 20s.
Yep.
Like early, maybe 19, 20. I used to listen to that shit all the time. Because I just love that type of stuff. And I love classical music in like movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the sound bed to make you feel emotional. So yeah, I like classical music.
Cool.
I love jazz. I was friends with
Good.
Joey.
I didn't know if you'd be like too cool.
No, I was Joe. You know Joey DiFrancesco? He just passed away a couple years ago. He was like the biggest jazz guy. He's played with Miles Davis when he was 17.
What
he was a big cigar guy too. We hooked up through cigars.
Oh.
So I brought him. I went to one of his shows. I hit him up on Instagram, and I brought him a couple cigars.
Nice.
Then I went and saw him, and he gave me. He's the one who got me into Alec Bradley's.
Nice.
He's like posting about. So like cigars. That's why I love cigars, because it always connects people. You know what I mean? Even this, me and you are connecting over cigars.
100%.
You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Love to be smoking one right now.
I know it sucks. That's the sucky part. Do this outside.
Yeah.
Smoking a bat.
Yeah.
What else you got?
I think that's it, really.
That's it?
I didn't want to take up all your time, but yeah, that was one of my hot button questions.
That's a hot button?
And well, you have anything now? Yeah, because you got to get your head in the game. He's got another
Yeah,
set to do.
I got one more set.
He's gonna absolutely crush it.
It's hard because my kid's here, so I gotta, it's hard. Like, what's he doing? What's he fucking getting in trouble?
You said he was gonna do some filming.
He's
gonna go pro.
I gave him like him
He's
and
on the books now?
the dude who does the camera for me, the other comedian, Joe, is very funny. Joe Russell, very funny comedian. He's letting him help him with the camera.
Yeah.
Do stuff like that, and he loves all this shit. He loves saying hi to people, and he's kind of like he's gonna be. He's 10. He's already my shoe size, so he's gonna be a big boy,
Yeah.
and he's jiu-jitsu. He's gonna be way cooler than me, and he's not gonna get the physical abuse that I got. You know what I mean? So he's gonna be hopefully healthy and cool as shit, and not be a piece of garbage like his dad.
Yes, yes. Oh no, you are not.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to get into anything too deep because I feel like I know you through your podcast.
Yeah.
And but we do have a lot of similar stories. And
Right.
But are your grandparents anybody alive?
No,
Oh,
everybody's gone.
One were you close? You were close.
I got my mom.
With
My
one?
mom. Yeah, my grandmother.
I mean, your grandmother was.
My grandmother was. Yeah, she was.
That's how for me.
Yeah.
She was like my mom. 'Cause-
Yeah, she was like my mom too.
dope,
Yeah.
yeah.
She was like my mom too.
Yeah,
I was in a lot of trouble as a kid.
Yeah.
Me and
I didn't
my
know if she was still
yeah,
with us.
nah, she's gone. She was the best. He got to meet her though. We went to visit
Oh, okay, good.
with her, but yeah, she was the best. She because she was the only person I listened to. I remember I was leaving the house one day. She was watching us. I had a rack, a 6-pack of Heinekens that I got from the night before. I think I was 14, and I hid them in the bushes in front of my house. So I was like, all right, I'm leaving. I'm going out. And I walk out, grab the rack of Heinekens. As I'm walking, I hear Bobby. She saw me pick up this.
Yeah.
She goes, Bobby, and I keep walking like I don't hear. She goes, Robert, Patrick, Kelly, and I just stop. And she's like, get back here. And I walked all the way back. She goes, give me those, and I gave her the 6-pack. And she goes, now be back by 8:00. I went to the park where I hung out, and they were like, where's the fucking beers,
Yeah,
dude?
you were
I was like, my grandmother. My grandmother took them away.
Oh,
But
yeah.
they were like, all right, I get it. There's something about grandmas that
Right,
you get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't mess with grandmothers.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like I said, you have a set to do.
Yep, I got to do a set.
So we'll let 'em
Thank you
know.
for my treats. I appreciate that. I'm gonna smoke one in a little while.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna smoke that tonight.
I'm gonna. You gonna go to a lounge after this, or you gonna go in your?
Nah, I gotta drive here.
I gotta somehow smoke with you somehow.
I gotta
You're gonna hit the road.
I hit the road with the kid, and then I have a 24-hour lounge by myself.
Oh, in your property.
Yeah, I got a little
Not
shed.
Yeah. Well,
I
that's
got-
where you had your
yeah.
2 cigar. Are you gonna bring that back?
No, it
No,
kind
that-
of died.
yeah,
Two
yeah.
comics, 2
Yeah,
cigars.
that's a good one.
Yeah, we tried to get it done, but nobody would do it.
I want to ask you. Can I steal from you? 0, 1, a 5, or a box. Can I ask Mike? Because I got a couple guests.
I don't
Can
give a
we
shit.
We're gonna take
Yeah,
that.
take it.
I
Steal
love
it.
that you say that.
It's yours.
At the end.
Yeah, fuck you, Ari Shafir.
Oh, that was
You're
his.
stealing
That
it.
was his
No, it was mine.
idea. No. All right. So, this is what we say. We'll see you next time.
All right, ready?
1, 2, 3.
We'll see you next time. All right, there you go.
So much. Oh my god.
That was great. Thank you